What's up, everybody? My name is Winston Taylor. I'm going to present what I have learned in AEE. So, let's get into it. What I've learned from being in an African American experience class is that it's taught me so much about culture, history, humanity, society, and the environment. This class taught me how to think and learn differently in a better perspective when it comes to talking about the average African American female, male/female. It's also taught me how very different African Americans are to black people. Between African Americans and black people, we are a little similar but very different too. African Americans are people who were born and raised in the United States and becoming a citizen in America. While black people are just immigrants who are from another country and came to America as an immigrant with a green card or passport. Our history of African Americans started with slavery, which began in 1619, Jamestown, Virginia. It was a struggle and hard for African Americans / black people to get their freedom back. While being a slave, they had to go through being whipped and lynched, harassed, and being forced to be told what to do by the white man. But when 1865 came around, that's when slavery ended for African Americans and black people. Even after slavery and segregation were over, there were still people who treated African Americans and black people less than humans, such as white people. Some of them still treated us like we're trash or we don't have a purpose. Racist white people such as rednecks treat us like animals, like we're not even human enough based on the skin color on our body. In today's society, African Americans and black people still pull us over just for being black, or the police might suspect where they got the car from, thinking that the average black man stealing or something. African Americans still get shot at for being black and being innocent. That's a serious crime, even for a policeman. African Americans still get profiled for no reason. It's because some people still think that we're a threat and they don't trust us enough to be by themselves. Black people are also paid less than an average white person who has the same job as them and does the same stuff as them too. The environment for black people is
That's a smart ass idea. This shit.
Since there's no slavery and segregation in the modern days we live
I got both
right now.
the big motherfuckers on each other.
However, there are still some black people who are homeless and go broke or live on the streets. Stereotypically, black people have to work twice as hard than the average white male or female. It's probably because people think we're not as advanced or quick, on our feet to understand the material. So I'm gonna give y'all an example of my experience and where I was born and raised. So for example, I remember my mom and I got pulled over for just being black. In a way, we were kind of frightened, but we knew we were going to be okay because it was just a simple mistake from the police officer. And the officer went on their way and let us go. So, in a way, I was frightened. That was the first time I ever got pulled over with my mom. And she told me to just keep quiet, and she was keeping her hands on the wheel. I also remember I was doing Halloween a couple years ago, and my friends and I, we kind of got pulled over, but we weren't in a vehicle, so we were different. We were just walking, and then they were asking us like, "Oh, what's in the bags?" Because we were all black. And, we were just talking about like, "Oh, I thought there was an egg in the bag," because I panicked because I wasn't throwing no eggs in no houses. So just that world is a frightening place, and the police officers, they're frightening and all that and shit.
When you present in class, what you gotta do?
Anywho,
Talk.
this is Winston.
Oh yeah, I'm talking.
And I'll see you later. Bye.
Oh.